How's it
Hi,
going?
Bob. Good. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. What did you do this week?
I think I've been working.
Working the entire week?
Yeah, pretty much every day I work. How about you?
I did some work as well. I was teaching, what was I teaching this week? I was teaching some English this week in schools and social studies. And then I worked at iFly for a little bit. And I've played quite a few hockey games this week, actually. A lot of sports this week.
You played hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it was good. And this week I am preparing for my trip. It's not until March, but I'm trying to figure out what tourist attractions I want to see and learn a little bit more about Brazil and Argentina because I don't really know much about those countries, so I should do some research before going there. Yeah.
Brazil and Argentina.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to South America.
No?
No, I haven't. I've never been to Brazil or Argentina, countries in South America.
Okay.
Because these countries are located on the opposite side of the earth.
Yeah.
Because I'm in Japan.
Yeah, it's pretty far for sure. It would probably take you, I don't know, maybe 20 hours, over 20 hours to get there.
Maybe. I have never Googled it, so I don't know. But yeah, it could take over 20 hours to go there.
It would be cool for you to go though, because those countries are very different than Japan. You'd get a very different experience.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I actually don't know much about South America, to be honest. I've never been there. And I know a little bit about Colombia because my friend is from Colombia, and a little bit about Ecuador because my friend's from there, but I don't really know much about Brazil or anything. So it'll be cool to see. But yeah, I'm definitely reading about it because I need to make sure I stay safe there. And there's just some tips to not do certain things there. Like don't go outside at nighttime and stuff like that.
Why did you decide to go to Brazil and Argentina?
So
countries?
Two countries, yeah.
Okay.
Both. So my Russian tutor, he lives in Brazil, kind of outside of Sao Paulo, and I have a student that lives around Sao Paulo as well. So I wanted to go to Brazil to see both of them, and then after I visit them in Sao Paulo, I'll go to Rio. And then Argentina, my Spanish tutor lives in Argentina, so I decided to go see him in Argentina, and then I'll travel kind of around the Buenos Aires area, and then I'll travel to Iguazu Falls. But yeah, I kind of decided to go to see my tutor and my friend down there, but also my friend that I work with at iFly, he is currently doing a South America trip right now, so he's already down there, and so he's going to meet me in those countries. And we'll travel together. It's just safer to travel with somebody, so I decided to go to South America this year, and then I'll do Japan next year. But that's why it's just safer to travel with somebody, and that was my only opportunity to go with someone.
That's nice. You can travel with your friend.
It's really nice, and it makes it cheaper as well because Airbnbs, it's cheaper when you split it between two people.
I've never used Airbnb.
No?
No, I haven't.
Cool.
I'm not sure, but I've never heard Japanese people use Airbnb in Japan. I'm not sure. It might be illegal here, but I'm not sure. I might be telling a lie, so I can't speak on it. But I think Airbnb is not popular here in Japan, definitely.
That's fair. I'm pretty sure you do have it, but like you said, I don't think it's popular. But I know that you guys have a lot of capsule hotels.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people use capsule hotels when they travel if they are on low budget because it's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, I've used capsule hotels before. Have you ever used a capsule hotel before? Is it in Canada?
We don't have them. I think the only country where I would do that is Japan because I feel like it would be safe and it would be clean there. I don't know if other countries would do it as well as Japan. I've actually never heard of it in any other countries besides there. So
why do you know capsule hotels then? Did you research?
I used to have TikTok, so I follow travelers accounts and how to save money, and so capsule hotels were showing up a lot in Japan. Yeah, either capsule hotels or onsens, but like those were way more expensive.
Did you say onsen?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
those are really expensive though to stay as alone.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, capsule hotels are pretty cheap. Hotels, I don't know how expensive hotels are down there.
It depends on the hotels.
Yeah.
Talking about like business hotels, they're not that expensive, but I don't know how to say it in English, but is it called resort hotel?
Resorts, yeah.
Does this word exist? Resort hotel?
We don't say hotel, we just say resort.
Resort, this type of hotel is expensive, but I think for you it's not that expensive.
Oh,
because, yeah, it's cheap, so for non-Japanese people, they're not that expensive. But I think the price of hotels is different depending on people. I mean, depending on the countries. Maybe I expect that they change the price of hotels for people in other countries. Do you know what I mean?
I understand. I also find that like resorts, the resorts with onsens, like the private ones, I find those, they mark up the prices. Like they make them really expensive because they know that tourists are going to be there.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're saying, right? That was what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, they make the prices higher because they know it's the Canadians, Americans, Australians. They know the people with the higher currencies going there. So they don't make the price for the people in the country. They set it for like tourists. So it's honestly just as expensive doing a resort there versus like a resort here because they make the prices the same. You guys have yen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually haven't looked at the yen currency exchange right now. I was looking at it for Brazil. They use reals. And Argentina uses pesos, and their currency is really low compared to Canada. So restaurants, like food, transportation, like that won't be expensive. But then I was looking at all of the tourist stuff, like tourist attractions, like you said, like resorts, stuff like that. Yeah, all the prices are really high. But it's okay. I'm not staying at resorts, so
yeah. I think every country does the same thing for tourists because they can rip off.
Yeah, because they can. That's exactly it. It's because they can. I understand it. I do understand it. Tourism brings in a lot of money for countries. But what is sad is that for the residents who do live in those countries, like most of them can't afford to do those things in their own country, which is kind of sad to me. So I don't understand why they mark it up for everyone. Like maybe if you're like a native resident there, they could give you a little bit of a discount because they know the currency's like lower. But yeah, but I understand it to a point. You guys make a lot of money from tourism because you have so many tourists that go there.
Yeah, the number of tourists coming to Japan has been increasing after COVID-19.
Yeah, because you guys have technically over tourism right now.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was looking it up online, and it's busy there. It's very busy there.
Yeah, especially like cities such as Tokyo and Kyoto. Osaka. Okay. Yeah, in these places, many people tend to gather together. So I expect that there's a lot of people in these places.
Yeah, and those are like the most well-known places too, like on social media. Same with Nara. Nara's pretty well-known, but yeah, it would be cool to travel there though. It would be very, very cool to travel there.
Nara is a great place. I recommend you visit Nara.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, Kyoto and Nara. I recommend these places because if you go to Nara Park, you can meet deer.
Yeah, the bowing deer.
Yeah, is it called bowing deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, they bow.
That's like so cool. That's literally so cool. There's so many sweet things that Japan has. I was like looking up your guys' 7-Eleven because I guess 7-Eleven is really popular there. Oh, it's way better. It's way better than here. Our 7-Elevens are like not great at all. But you guys have like really cool 7-Elevens with like, I saw one where you could make your own smoothie.
Smoothie?
Yeah, I guess in one of the 7-Elevens, I don't know which one, they had like, you could choose like a cup of fruit and then they had a machine and you'd put the cup of fruit under the machine. And the machine like blended it into a smoothie at a 7-Eleven. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't know that.
It's not in most.
I might find those videos on social media, but I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that is only at a select few because I was going through the comments of the videos and some of them said, I went to 7-Eleven, but they didn't have it. So I think it's only at like certain ones. And you guys have There's like a Studio Ghibli museum. Yeah, I want to go to that so badly.
You should, but I have never been there. I've heard that you need to get a ticket beforehand to go there.
Yeah, 6 months beforehand.
Really?
Yeah, it sells
6
out
months?
6 months beforehand on the exact day. It might be easier for locals actually, because originally the park was only open to natives from Japan, but then they just recently opened it up to more tourists. So I think there's a select number of tourists allowed to go there at a time. So like on the exact 6 months, you have to book on that exact time to get the ticket. There's like one or two other, I think for like the Pokemon Cafe and stuff like that, you have to book like 6 months ahead too for tourists.
For only tourists. Then I can book some tickets for you.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. That would be very helpful.
You don't have to wait in line. I'm consuming, so.
Yeah, that would be great. And then I could like, do you guys do e-transfer?
Sorry?
Do you guys have e-transfer there?
E-transfer?
Okay. So there's a thing called e-transfer, and we in Canada, we have this thing called e-transfer. It's basically like online banking. So let's say if my friend like got tickets for me, if I wanted to pay them back, I would like send the money online to their bank account.
Oh, okay. E-transfer. I think I understand. You're talking about like sending money to other people, right?
Yeah, online, yeah.
Yeah, usually we can, there's like an application called PayPay here, and usually people use the application, but the application is used, I think, only in Japan, so I think you have never heard of it. But
yeah, what is
anyway,
it called?
PayPay.
Yeah, no, I've never heard
PayPay.
of it. Never heard of that one.
Pay means like to make a payment. I think PayPay, that word comes from like payment, PayPay. It's like a word, but it's called PayPay in Japanese.
Okay. So yeah, that's kind of like our e-transfer then. We also have PayPal. Do you guys know what PayPal is?
Yeah, it's famous worldwide.
Okay.
And I have an account.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I think a lot of like online teachers, they use PayPal for receiving payments as well.
Actually, I've been like an ambassador of Cambly here. So I have my own website. And then I wrote a blog about Cambly. I wrote a review on Cambly. And then if readers read my blog, and then if they decide to sign up for Cambly, then I can get money.
Oh, yes, like referrals.
Yeah, referrals. So if a new student signs up, I can get $35.
Oh, nice.
Each person, $35.
That's super good, especially with like the job that you have, because like your entire job is promoting and like teaching people how to learn English. So that's super good. I'm pretty sure Cambly pays through PayPal, because that's how I get my payments, is through PayPal. So, but it's funny because PayPal is like famous, but it's not as famous in the USA. They use apps like Zelle. There's another app there that they use. They don't really use e-transfers, and they don't really use PayPal very much, which is kind of surprising because PayPal is like quite known for around the world.
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of e-transfers in Japan, so PayPal is not commonly used here, I think. There are other e-transfers, such as PayPay, Rakuten Pay, something like that. There's a lot of e-transfers here, so people don't really use PayPal, but PayPal is definitely popular worldwide. So the reason I decided to create an account of PayPal is that I get money from Cambly.
Totally. Yeah. And that's how they pay. Yeah. It's also good too, because a lot of international countries use PayPal. So it's good to have like an international one as well that other people can use. But yeah, it's weird because like in Canada, we literally only use e-transfer and PayPal. Like we only have like two options. There's not another option that I can think of. But then in other countries, like you said, Japan has a bunch of different ones. USA has a bunch of different ones. So it's really funny because sometimes when Americans come to my workplace, they'll want to tip me, like give me extra money. Yeah, they'll want to tip me. And if they don't have cash, because not many people carry cash anymore, they'll ask for like my Zelle or some random app in the USA, and I have to tell them, I'm like, oh, like in Canada, like we don't have that. Like we got PayPal or we have e-transfers. So yeah.
I see. Did you say Zelle?
I think it's called Zelle. It's called Zelle. I don't know if that's how you spell it.
Zelle.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like pretty famous there in the US, I guess. My friends are always like, yeah.
Okay, we never heard of this. I can see the word right now. Zelle. Maybe this is yours in the US. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only an American company. I might even be saying it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Zelle, because my friends always ask to like, oh, can we like send you the money? I'm like, I don't have that app, but there's a bunch of them that they use.
You teach how to fly to people, right? So at the workplace, some people from America ask you whether they can tip you using Zelle.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then usually, obviously, they can't because I don't have an account, but
Okay.
sometimes they just give me American money. They'll just hand me American dollars.
Okay. American cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like when they do that. It's worth more than ours. I'll take American cash any day over Canadian, even though I'm from Canada. I go to the USA a lot, so I definitely use it, and it's more.
You can use American dollars.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
go
Except
to-
just don't use it in Canada, because if you use American dollars in Canada, like they don't give you extra money. They'll just keep the American money and just you don't get anything extra for it. You'd have to like convert it to a bank to get the actual conversion rate. So if you get American money, you just save it and you like put it. A lot of Canadians have an American bank account and they put their American money in an American account. And then when you go over to the USA, you have money to pull out.
Is it common to go to the US for Canadians?
I would say so, yeah. Especially if you live close to the border. Like in Vancouver, they live close to Seattle, like very close. You can just cross the border from there. Calgary, we're like, I've never been to Montana, but we're only 4 hours from Montana. And a lot of people just go to Montana for shopping and stuff. For the most part, usually if people say they're going to like USA, they're going to LA or Las Vegas or just like right across the border. Nobody really like travels to other places other than like California and across the border. No one's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to like Detroit today or Chicago. Nobody says that. Nobody wants to. I mean, maybe people are like super involved with their sports teams, but for the most part, people want to go to California. They want to escape the cold and go somewhere hot.
Okay, I think that the same thing is true for other people as well. I mean, talking about Japanese people, we go to West Coast or East Coast.
Right,
so
okay.
We don't go to like the middle part of the United States.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody wants to. What's in Virginia? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe a lot. I don't know. I've never been there. But yeah, most people just want to go like you said, the West Coast or the East Coast, usually California. How far is Korea's pretty close. Seoul is pretty close to Tokyo, right?
Yes, I think I have been to Seoul.
Yeah.
I went to Seoul last year and it took, as far as I remember, it took about 3 hours to go there from Narita Airport to Incheon Airport.
Okay, cool. That's super cool. I'm guessing, so do Japanese people go to like Korea and China a lot, like how we go to the USA?
Well, of course, it depends on the person, but I feel like people who go to South Korea are mostly, this might be like a bias or prejudice, but I feel like young girls like South Korea, so they tend to go to South Korea. But I think Japanese men are not really interested in South Korea compared to like girls.
Right. Well, I mean, no, I understand. BTS is like, they have some very popular celebrities in Korea. And what's very interesting is like, so I didn't realize this, but a lot of those groups, like I really don't know much about the Korean pop culture, but I know their like fan base is just ginormous. A lot of some of the Korean artists and singers, they're actually, some of them are Canadian. Like they're Korean, like national, like how do I say, ethnic wise? They're Korean, but they're like born and raised in like Canadian born, but they're in a Korean like pop star group. Yeah, there's like 2 really famous ones. I need to search their names. And they were doing an interview, and I guess all the time they're complimented on like how good they speak English. And they're like, yeah, right. And they're like, well, I'm from Canada. I'm Canadian. I had no idea because like they're in a Korean pop culture group. I didn't know. That's crazy. But yeah, so I guess they recruit from all around the world, like USA, Canada. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I think so, because 3 Japanese people belong to a like famous, I don't know the name of the group, but I think it's TOEIC. Yeah, TOEIC. There's a famous group, right? TOEIC, maybe 3. I don't know much about South Korea, but I think 3 Japanese girls belong to TOEIC. Yeah. that's what I wanted to say. So they can, of course, speak Japanese fluently.
Yeah. It's very interesting. And like apparently like for those groups, they hold like auditions, and the auditions are like millions of people show up from all around the world. And then I guess it's like a competition to get into. It's crazy. I didn't realize like it's a whole competition and you audition to get into these groups, and they recruit from everywhere. It's very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We are out of time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for the lesson. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.